So how you doing out there? How you doing? Frankie Russo, pre-show, yeah. You better believe it. We're getting ready to pop over here. Hey, good. So let me get I'm going to try to do Facebook Live. I did it last week, and now I'm going to do it again. Facebook Live. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Yo. Yo. How we doing? Think we should go live? Let's go. Let's do it. There it is. We're going live, baby. We're live on Facebook Live too. I'm up here, 77 WABC. Frankie Russo, yeah. Okay, this is the pre-show now. We got to help America's team, help the men and women of the United States Armed Forces fight post-traumatic stress disorder. We got to do this, okay? We got to do this. We got to do this. I love it. Frankie Russo's Facebook Live, and this is the pre-show. And then I got the model up here at 77 WABC. Fraudulent selected service card, Obama, Executive Branch, State Department server, Clinton Foundation, Iranian Global Terror Network, Iranian terror surrogates. Yeah, that's what we're doing over here. So now I'm going to go through some stuff. I'm streaming live over here, and we got Facebook Live. Now, so we got Israel Prime Minister backs bill to limit noise from mosques. Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu backed a bill limiting the volume of calls to prayer from mosques, a proposal government Washington has called a threat to religious freedom. You know, this is something too we got to watch. You know, over here we can't surveil the mosques. We had a thing called Muslim mapping over here in New York, and we were not surveilling the mosques. What we did was we had these individuals that were working with the demographic units, and we were able to predict with much statistical significance where these radical Islamists might be, where they would dine, where they would live. We had it so good that at one point in time, I think like in 2007, 2008, there was a radical Islamist that lived in Florida. He wanted to bomb New York. He took a train from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, went to New York, cased New York, and we had it so good when he came back in the train, we were waiting for him and we arrested him. That's how good it was. But hey, de Blasio, ACLU, Council of American Islamic Relations, they all got together with some Muslims and they called it religious profiling. And another safety net for the American people gone. So, listen to this one. British Sharia law courts under scrutiny. You believe this? For more than 30 years, Sharia courts enforcing Islamic law has been operating quietly across Britain. But two official inquiries have put them in the spotlight amid accusations that they discriminate against women. Do you believe this? Britain is so bad. Very little is known about them. Even their number, which is a study by the University of Reading, puts it at 30. They had 30 Sharia courts in Britain. Sharia courts, as they prefer to be called, mainly pronounce on Islamic divorces, which today constitute 90% of the cases they handle, probably more than that, but they're not telling us. They range from groups of Muslim scholars attached to a mosque to informal organizations or even a single imam. It's crazy. That's insanity. I'm sorry. Turkey issues warning over travel to U.S. after Trump protests. So Turkey warned its citizens about travel to the United States on Saturday in response to what Foreign Ministry called increasingly violent protests against President-elect Trump. Within the context of risks caused by the incidents and social tension, our citizens who live in the United States or who are considering traveling there should be cautious. You believe this? They're saying that Trump's... Right. Unbelievable. DT, baby. Listen to this. This is interesting. Statespoll.com. Hispanic support for Trump in most swing states. Trump did much better than the national percentage. Hispanic support for Trump. North Carolina. 5% of the North Carolina vote was Hispanic. Trump got 40%. Michigan, 5%. Trump got 38%. Florida, 18% made up the vote. Hispanic vote. Trump got 35%. Cuban Hispanics in Florida, 54%. DT, baby. Wisconsin, 4%. He got 34% of that. New Mexico, 40%. 33% of that. Colorado, 12%. Trump got 30%. Nevada, 18%. He got 30%. Virginia, he got 30%. Ohio got 26% of the Hispanic vote. Iowa, he got 26%. And Pennsylvania, he got 22%. In California, he got 24%. New York got 23%. In Texas, he got 34%. Trump did amazing. Love DT, baby. China media praises Trump. China was a frequent target for then candidate Trump, who promised to label China a currency manipulator and bring trade cases against China. On Tuesday, China's state-run media has had nothing but good things to say about now President-elect Trump. Their spokesperson from China, the Chinese president, and Trump spoke by phone on Monday. A conversation that pro-nationalist newspaper Global Times was diplomatically impeccable and has bolstered optimism over bilateral relations in the next 4 years. That's what I'm talking about. Trump is probably the very American leader who will make strides in reshaping major power relations in a pragmatic manner. That's what they're calling him, the pragmatic leader. Donald Trump. President Trump can turn off California's illegal alien magnet. According to Breitbart News, Donald Trump will have the power to turn off California's illegal alien magnet by enforcing existing federal law. The Democratic Party ruling class that controls the state's governorship, that's California's, the state capital and all statewide offices, was shocked when President-elect Trump told 60 Minutes that he's going to secure the border by building the wall. He's going to do it. And would immediately begin deporting approximately 2 to 3 million criminals among the 11 million illegal aliens in the country. What are we going to do? What we're going to do is get the people that are criminal, have criminal records, gangs, drug dealers, where a lot of these people, probably 2 million, it's going to be maybe even 3 million, we're going to get them out of this country, or we're going to incarcerate them. We've got to take care of the people. Okay. Obama warns about a crude source. He's a stuff. Who knows? I honestly, I don't even know where Obama's from. I'm sorry. He's got a fraudulent selective service registration card. According to Sheriff Joe and Cold Case Posse, it was never mailed. It's not an official sniff test, but it was never mailed. Who the hell knows? He warns against a crude sort of. He's a globalist. Go. Obama should go be president of Qatar. That's what he should do. Russian economy minister arrested for $2 million bribe. Wow, crazy stuff. Mexican politicians sabotage Trump's border plans. They want to sabotage Trump's border plans. Let's see what they're looking to do. According to Breitbart News, a Mexican politician who at one time served as foreign minister is calling for a line in the sand against DT. He's calling for a systemic effort to fight a border wall and sabotage the deportation of illegal immigrants. Calls for the country to refuse to take in deported illegal immigrants unless the U.S. government can provide documents to prove they are Mexican citizens. If they claim that by definition undocumented people don't have documents, we will then think that the majority of those deported are Central Americans and send them there. Some Mexicans will end up over there. In the meantime, a backlog will accumulate and North Americans will not know what to do. This is Mexico's El Financiero. It's a newspaper in Mexico. Okay, that was an opinion piece, an op-ed piece. Trump's Twitter strategy shows a new path to victory. Interesting. Oh yeah, I got that other stuff I want to go. Yeah, wait, hold up. I got some numbers too. I got some interesting numbers over here. I got some numbers. Yeah. We're going DT, baby. We won. You got that right, Freddie Vincent. We won. DT, baby. Man of the people. Trump's Twitter strategy shows new path to victory. It's really interesting because we spoke about this on the show. We had that guy Cliff High. We spoke about him. And we got this other cat, AI, artificial intelligence, Rye. He has this technology. These are data scientists. They use the web analytics. And quite frankly, according to the AI guy, Rye, he runs this artificial intelligence program. And according to his numbers, Trump's Twitter engagements was so huge, it was bigger than Obama's in 2008, 25% more. Trump is the bomb. Donald Trump's presidential election victory described as a stunning and shocking upset. The president, he had more than 59 million Americans that they pulled a lever for him. Okay, so he got over 60 million. They both did. But honestly, and you know, I don't have total data to support that, but I don't believe, based on his Twitter, I got his Twitter numbers here. I got his Twitter numbers, his Facebook numbers. Come on. I got DT's Facebook numbers here. There's no way. I had them here. There's no way that DT. Are these them? Yeah, I got them. Okay, awesome. Okay, so we're talking. Trump connected with his supporters both in person and on social media. He was back tweeting mere hours after delivering his victory speech. Trump's affinity for Twitter is well documented. One political operative characterized the candidate's presence on social media's networking site as a continuous Trump rally that happens on Twitter at all hours. Okay, with more than 300 million active users in the first 3 quarters of 2016, Twitter allows people to, okay, but what's the Trump thing, man? Trump's, okay, leveraging his knowledge, but I want to, because I got to say Facebook numbers. His Facebook numbers are ridiculous. This is why I don't believe that he lost the popular vote. They just, you know, the corruption. Facebook numbers. Trump's got 1.2 billion Facebook video views, 17 billion Facebook impressions, 405 million Facebook post engagements, 39 million like clicks. Donald Trump. Are you kidding me? There's no way people are waiting online to see Hillary Clinton. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No way. There's no way. Okay. Now, there's this guy they're trying to put into the D.C. His name is Keith Ellison. He swore when he entered in Minnesota as a United States congressman, he swore in with the Quran. And you know, according to the blind sheik, right? The Quran, he's got a PhD in Quranic studies, and he was part of the 1993 World Trade Center bombing. He's serving a lifetime sentence for the bombing of the World Trade Center in '93, and he also one of the masterminds behind it in 2001 with Ramni Youssef and Abu Alima and Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. So, right? He claims, the blind sheik claims, the Quran, he said, he didn't do anything wrong. You call him a Muslim, you call him a terrorist. He said he did nothing wrong. It's in the Quran. He used that defense when he was part of the whacking of Anwar Sadat in the 1970s. So, crazy stuff, man. Okay. Now, we're doing this Texas connection to Muslim Congress. Now, here's this guy, this Keith Ellison. They're looking for him to be the DNC chair, you know, and they talk so much about, you know, Steve Bannon. Ridiculous. They're saying he's anti-Semitic. Ridiculous, right? An Islamist, this is the Breitbart News on Keith Ellison. The Texas terror connection to Muslim Congressman Keith Ellison's Minneapolis district. An Islamist radical recruited to Somalia from Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota, inspired the would-be Texas terror killers who were gunned down in Garland, Texas, Sunday night by a sharpshooting law enforcement officer before they could carry out their mass murder at an art exhibit. That was that art exhibit with Pamela Giller, and they had a cartoonist there, and they did their hit over there. Elton Simpson. It's just the latest example of how and why Minneapolis, and specifically congressional district of Keith Ellison, has become ground zero for the threat to the United States from Islamist terror groups such as ISIS and Al-Shabaab. In recent months, Elton Simpson, one of the two Texas gunmen, began communicating through Twitter. And so it's amazing how this guy swore under the Quran, and he's got ties. They got there's like a Somali refugee camp in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's conceivably becoming a breeding ground for terrorists. That's what's going on over there. Crazy stuff. This Ellison guy, I'm trying to find the CARE, because I know he has a strong tie to CARE. Muslim Brotherhood linked Congressman Keith Ellison. Okay, here we go. Here comes the stuff. Ellison has spoken at a convention of the Islamic Society of North America. Islamic Society of North America has ties to Hamas and was an unindicted co-conspirator on the Holy Land Foundation trial, the biggest money laundering scheme for terror in his nation's history. 246 Muslim Brotherhood front organizations were funneling money through the Zakat committees all the way to the Gaza Strip. Okay? So he's part of that. He accepted money from the Muslim American Society. That's also part of the Muslim American Society, is a Muslim Brotherhood organization. And they were also unindicted co-conspirators on the on the Holy Land Foundation trial. Here, Hamas-linked Council, American Islamic Relations, raised large amounts of money for Ellison's first campaign. He has spoken at numerous CARE events. CARE is an unindicted co-conspirator in a Hamas terror funding case, the Holy Land Foundation. so named for Justice Department. CARE officials have repeatedly refused to denounce Hamas and Hezbollah. Hezbollah is the terrorism arm of Iran. And this guy they want to put as the DNC chair. And they're talking about Stephen Bannon. It's ridiculous. This is what I mean about the DNC, the Democrats, these lefties. He's running for the DNC chair. He played a prominent role in Bernie Sanders' campaign. Why am I not shocked? Why am I not shocked? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Here's interesting. Did you know that the Nate Silver's election forecast model had Hillary Clinton at a 71% chance of winning? He had Florida Clinton winning 55% chance, North Carolina 55%, 56% chance, Pennsylvania 77% chance, Michigan 78% chance, Wisconsin 83.5% chance. These are all states Trump won. These pollsters, I tell you. Listen to this. Statespoll.com. Trump won most counties in Illinois, New York, and Oregon. Trump won 28 of the 36 counties in Oregon. Right? In Illinois, Trump won 91 of 102 counties in Illinois. Romney only won 79. In New York, Trump won 46 of the 62 counties. Romney only won 26. Trump rocked this thing, man. DT rocked. UK could be... Oh, here's a great one. Blindsided by Trump tweet. The United Auto Worker leaders huddled with Ford. The union was caught off guard by President-elect's tweet last night. He helped prevent another Ford model from going to Mexico. While unions pleased, Ford has now committed to continue building the Lincoln MKC small sport utility vehicle at a Kentucky factory. Trump's tweets has suggested the entire Louisville assembly plant's output was under threat of moving to Mexico. The NKC is built on the same assembly line as the Ford Escape, which outsells the Lincoln version by 12 to 1. More than 5,000 employees are working nearly around the clock on 3 crews to meet the demands for the 2 SUVs, said the UAW Local 862 in Louisville. Trump tweets that there will be no Mexico because he's worked hard with Bill Ford to keep the Lincoln plant in Mexico. You know, people could say what they want about DT. He's not in there yet, but DT's already, whether he, according to DT, he's already changing the culture already up there. If the DT's tweets, the company acknowledged for the first time it had been considering moving production to Mexico. Trump was right. If the talks with Executive Chairman Bill Ford, the president-elect, the automaker decided to keep building the MCK in Louisville. We plan to move, according to a Ford spokesman. But now they're keeping it. Now we're going to move their plant to Mexico. During the campaign, Trump was relentless in his criticism of Ford for planning to move all its North American small car production to Mexico. So DT is making moves already. He's not even in office yet. Ford, which has expressed a willingness to work with Trump since he was elected, has been in constant contact with his transition team. Chief Financial Officer Bob Shanks told analysts Ford's change of heart on moving to Mexico followed those discussions. We are encouraged that President Trump and the new Congress will pursue policies that will improve U.S. competitiveness and make it possible to keep production of this vehicle here in the U.S. Bill Ford met with Trump during the campaign in an unsuccessful in his first answer to so DT is not even in, DT has not been inaugurated yet, and this guy is making moves. Donald Trump, baby. Donald Trump, baby, all day. Okay, so I also want to read this other stuff. I got this other stuff here. This is my response to, because, they were calling, I found it rather crazy that they were calling Steve Bannon from the Breitbart News, who's the chief strategist for Donald Trump, and Rice Priebus is the chief of staff, and now we got Lieutenant General Michael Flynn as the national security advisor. We got United States Senator Jeff Sessions is the attorney general, and we got Congressman Mike Pompeo as the new CIA director. Interesting. New York, this is my response. New York Post, Democrats' Israel problem. Bernie Sanders' team is pressing the Democratic Party to do something it's never done before. Adopt an official party platform plank referring to Israeli occupation of the West Bank. It would mark yet another significant step in Democrats' growing abandonment of their historic support of Israel dating back to President Harry Truman. Then again, this is the New York Post. Then again, Sanders' handpicked members of the platform committee make no bones about wanting exactly that. At a recent committee meeting, Cornel West charged that the Democrats have been beholden to the AIPAC, that's a pro-Israeli lobbying group, for too long. Yes, Hillary Clinton supporters pushed back. Ex-Republican Robert Wexler, for one, insisted the platform isn't the place to litigate the Middle East conflict. But it's telling that he made a procedural argument rather than face the Israeli basher charges head on. The final call may not be up to Clinton. Not judging by what went on for 4 years ago, that's when the convention chair had to resort to outright sabotage to reinstate a clause dropped by the platform committee declaring Jerusalem to be Israel's capital. Unbelievable. On several votes, delegates loudly booed down the motion to restore the traditional language before the chair just declared it passed, when it clearly hadn't. Our party's platform is its official declaration of its stances, and the Democratic platform has never used the word occupation. Clinton surely would love for this all to go away quietly, but polls show liberal Democrats are now more pro-Palestinian than pro-Israel. That's insanity. Pro-Palestinian Authority is Hamas. That's a terrorist entity. NCTC.gov, Palestinian branch of Muslim Brotherhood. Insanity. And everybody's saying Steve Bannon is anti-Semitic. Hey, I'm a God-fearing, I just hit my thing. I'm a God-fearing Christian man. And let me tell you, in my world, Christ was a Jew, first of all. Second of all, in the gospel, Israel's God's country. So there it is. Clinton surely would love for this all to go away, but polls show liberal Democrats are now, okay, I said that. If it comes to a floor fight, will she stand up for principle and demand that delegates oppose Israel? I doubt it. And it didn't go to that, so. Unbelievable. Here's another one. Obama has an Israel problem. He, first of all, during his tenure, he called for 67 borders. He called for Israel to reduce its size, 67 borders. And, 67 borders is the manifesto of Hamas. Hamas wants to blow Israel off the face of the earth. So if they can't do that, they want to, right, they want to reduce, and Obama called for that in his negotiations when they were dropping bombs on Israel on the Gaza Strip. Even if he is in the White House, Obama didn't understand how support for Israel is written into U.S. law. The revelation comes courtesy of former Defense Secretary Leon Panetta. In a Washington speech this month, he recalled Obama's fury over how long it took, in the end, nearly 2 years to finalize a sale of fighter jets and other weapons to the Saudis back in 2010-2011. Much of the delay came from the need to ensure that the sale would not help the Saudis too much. By law, U.S. arms sales can't give Arab nations better weapons than Israel. Obama, as Panetta recalled, kept asking, why can't we get this damn sale done? Told that it was the project, told that it was the Protect Israel issue, Obama, in Panetta's words, reflected some anger about why the hell do we have to do this in the first place? And I said, because we made that legal obligation, because it is important, particularly with our relationship with Israel. This guy is not American. This guy he's from Qatar. He's a radical Islamist, stuffed jihad radical Islamist. Every president has a right to get peeved, but it's telling that this president focused his anger on protections for Israel, which was Panetta's main point in the speech. It's important to restore a good relationship with Israel and to protect it. Let's hope our next president understands that. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm telling you, my peeps. I'm telling you. Unbelievable. So over here, so we got this guy Keith Ellerson. So now the radical Islamists talking along these lines. Now the radical Islamists, the stuffed jihad radical Islamists, are now, the Democrats are showing their true colors now. Keith Ellison, who they're claiming is the favorite to get the chair, he is Muslim Brotherhood linked with CARE, Council of American Islamic Relations, ISNA, Islamic Society of North America. They all got ties to Hamas. They're all part of that Holy Land Foundation trial, unindicted co-conspirators, and the biggest money laundering scheme for terror in United States history. United States taxpayers' dollars going to the Zakat committees, which is part of the... Zakat is something that's in the Quran, where the Muslims, they take a percentage of their salaries and they put it to this thing called Zakat. Zakat has an 8-category, like who gets the money. One for needy people, poor people, and the 7th one is to soldiers of Allah. So they were taking United States taxpayers' money to the Zakat committees and sending it all the way to the Gaza Strip to drop bombs on Israel. Israel is an ally, American ally, to my understanding, but these Democrats who pawn themselves off as pro-Israel are really pro-Palestinian Authority, which is Hamas, which is Muslim Brotherhood, which is radical Islamists. And we can go through the whole model here at 77 WABC and show you how the Obama-Clinton crime family, through the State Department server, a Levy Foundation, which owned 650 Fifth Avenue building over here in New York, they gave $1.4 million to the Blind Sheikh's Mosque, right? The Obama-Clinton crime family released 5 Iranian Quds Force leaders back into the field to fight the men and women of the United States Armed Forces in America. We got the Bergdahl trade, which we sent $5 billion plus 5 Afghan Taliban back on the field. This is all the Obama-Clinton administration. Palestinian Authority, Hamas, Iran is there. Adam Credo, Washington Free Beacon, sending tens of millions of dollars in bombs to drop on Israel, given to Hamas. Egypt's Muslim Brotherhood, Morsi, espionage with Iran. 1.5 billion they sent. Let's say he didn't get all that money, but they also got jet fighters. And then we got the Syria, Assad, 3 to 15 billion. They're fronting for Assad. I mean, it's crazy stuff what's going on, right? Assad is fronting for Iran, and then we got Benghazi, the cover-up with General Soleimani, who put the hit on the Benghazi mission and killed the Americans. So, the Four Americans, the horrific hit. This is all part of the Obama-Clinton crime family. They are radical Islamists. And I'm not shocked that Keith Ellison is going to become the chair of the DNC. He is anti-Semitic. He's a stealth radical Islamist that supports the groups like CARE, the Council of American Islamic Relations, with I think his name is Ahmed Omar. He's the chair. And Eisner, Islamic Society of North America, Paul Sperry claims like this Islamic Society of North America, the North American Islamic Trust, they've been funding these mosques throughout the country, and there's a lot of data to support the contentions that a lot of these mosques are breeding grounds for terrorists. So, thank God for Donald Trump, and it's my understanding now that DT is going to look to support. He's putting his team together. HR 5194. We're going to call out the Congress. HR 5194. Muslim Brotherhood is a foreign terrorist organization, and we're going to call them out, and we'll see who's who and what's what, because this is crazy stuff. So, wow, I'm on Facebook Live, huh? Oh, God. We're doing great, Maureen. Frankie Russo's doing good. Let's see what else we got here. Ready for bed. Then Frankie Russo reminds us he's on at 1 a.m. We'll miss sleep again. She's going to. Antonia says appointment radio. Freddie Vincent, as a public service announcement, you should give out the suicide hotline for Hillary voters. That's crazy. Yeah, we got to shout out. You got to check out Tucker Carlson show. This cat just got a new show on Fox at 7 o'clock. Yo, he's unbelievable. This guy lines them up. He brings in all the people. He sits them down. He says, "You wrote this article, and you're calling Jeff Sessions, it's Congress Senator Sessions, a KKK guy. What's your data? I thought so. You don't have any. It's crazy, right? Hey, let's see who else. Oh man, my thing is. Let's see what else we got. Maureen Finn says, "How you doing?" "I'm doing great. Thanks, Maureen." Jackie Fernandez, "You're right." Thank you, Jackie. Joni McDonald, hey. And Jackie Fernandez, okay, very cool. Joseph Colombo, Staten Island for DT, baby, all day. You got that right. We're making it happen. We're getting ready. So tonight we're going to talk about the Israel problem that the Democrats have, particularly the president, Obama. It's crazy stuff. Unbelievable. So what else? Let's see what else we got going on. Let's see anything else. Let's see what's going on with Drudge. Drudge Report. I love the Drudge Report, man. Let's see. Drudge Report. Some Iraqis are cheering for Trump because they know he's gonna look to crush ISIS. I tell you, between me and you, I haven't blogged it yet. But I really think, in all actuality, in all probability, ISIS is really like it's not really, ISIS to me is like who's the dominant Islamic militia in the region, So like in Iraq, it's come out, according to Breitbart News, that you got the Iraqi special forces, there's some Sunni tribes involved, you got Hezbollah. Hezbollah is a Shiite terror arm of Iran. They're dressing as Iraqi soldiers, and there is some Shia militia backed by Iran. So you got all this going on, taking on this ISIS group, and it's truth be told, we're actually providing air support over there. So the truth be told, ISIS is really this mixture, because they're going to become the dominant. This Sunni Shia militia is going to become the dominant Islamic militia in Iraq, because Iran has, it's my understanding, Iran's got a big portion of Iraq now. There's no way that Iran's going to allow a Sunni militia to go rogue in the region. There's no way. Obama has enabled Iran to become the powerhouse that it's going to be. That's the biggest problem over here. That's the biggest problem. And Kanye West is doing a pro-Trump rant. I don't know what that's all about. You know what's crazy? To get off this thing a little bit. I was looking at this because, I'm a God-fearing Christian man, and it came out that the Blessed Virgin Mary her statue in Mexico is crying blood, and they showed the pictures of it. It is like, it's unbelievable. It's miraculous. Crying blood doesn't sound good, but I know. Donald Trump's going to have to exorcise that swamp. I think he's going to have to do a freaking an exorcism in D.C. Donald Trump's going to do an exorcism down there. It's really bad. Residents filed class action suit over man-made earthquakes. I don't know. The Border Patrol welcomes the wall. Got to get that up, man. Exorcisms at the highest rate. Unbelievable. So we're getting ready to get out of here. We're getting ready to go live in about 35 minutes or so. We'll be live over here, and we'll go Facebook Live too. So I don't know if I'm going to have the audio from the show, from the people calling in to the Facebook Live, though. It's the only thing, I don't know if I'm going to have that. Globalist plot survival. Look at this. Obama sitting down with Merkel from Germany. Yeah. That's stealth radical Islamist. That's stealth jihad radical Islamist, Obama. He's such a phony, man. He's such a fraud. Hillary Clinton stands up in front of everybody. Oh, you got to hold your head high, as she has a State Department server in the basement of her house, stealing the money from the American people, diverting all the money to the Clinton Foundation. Come on, man. With a straight face and nobody calls her out on it? Give me a break. That's why people have no regard for the media. Right? So it's about 12:30. I'm going to get out of here. Okay? I'll see you all about 106, 107. We'll be live over here at 77 WABC. Frankie Russo, yeah. Remember, we're going to help America's team, help the men and women of the United States Armed Forces fight post-traumatic stress disorder. America's team. I got my website is frankierusso.media. I haven't blogged the 17th part yet with the radical, with ISIS being a Sunni Shia militia. So, because I believe, quite frankly, that this ISIS thing is not really a Sunni militia, but rather a Sunni Shia militia. Because wherever Iran is, that's where the whole thing is going on. Iran is the world's largest state sponsor of terror. They've been materially supporting global terrorism since Jump Street, since the 70s. The 80s, the Beirut bombing. They've been killing Americans and supporting the killing of Americans. That's why I find the Obama Iranian nuke deal and giving $1.7 billion of unmarked bills to Iran and $150 billion back to Iran as unconscionable. We should be sanctioning them up the wazoo, quite frankly. So we're going to get out of here. I think we hit just about everything, because it's kind of crazy when you really think about it, But anyway, let's see. What else? Right. I got the letter, the letter of 88 senators claimed that bomber. I just found the letter. Why are we sending money to Hamas? 88 senators. How do we know that Hamas is not going to use the money to kill Americans and to take out the American allies? We're sending millions of dollars to Hamas. And Iran is right there at the Gaza Strip to drop bombs on Israel and to kill Americans. So, I don't know. But anyways, Frankie Russo, yeah. I'll see you in about a half hour. Yeah. Jackie Finetta says, I need 3 hours of my Frankie, please. Thank you, Jackie. With the grace of God, from your mouth to God's ears, Joni McDonald says, the more info we get is good. Absolutely. So we'll have more tonight with the grace of God, and we'll take it from there. I'll see you all in about a half hour, about 40 minutes. Yeah. We're live on Facebook Live too. I'm up here 77. Okay, so we're going to close this baby out, and we'll get ready. I got to write some things up.